Recently, I'm studying Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, aka MBTI, and it occurred to me that I should explore the connection between MBTI and social media brand voice. So first of all, what is MBTI?
The most definitive personality test of them all is the Myers-Briggs.
MBTI test is the most widely used personality test in the world. It provides you with a glimpse into your strengths and weakness with a 4-letter code. Each letter represents a facet of your personality with 2 possible preferences. Let's do a quick test to see what are your 4 letters. First 2 letters, E and I.
E stands for extroverts. They're energized by people, enjoy a variety of tasks, a quick pace, and get good at multitasking.
I stand for introverts.
They often like working alone or in small groups, prefer a more deliberate pace, and like to focus on one task at a time.
Then we look at second group of letters. S stands for censored.
They're realistic people who like to focus on the facts and details and apply common sense and past experience to come up with practical solutions to problems.
And N stands for intuitives.
They prefer to focus on possibilities and big picture, easily see patterns, value, innovation, and seek creative solutions to problems.
The third group of letters, T stands for thinkers.
They tend to make decisions using logical analysis, objectively weigh pros and cons, and value honesty, consistency, and fairness.
And F stands for failures.
They tend to be sensitive and cooperative, and decide based on their own personal values and how others will be affected by their actions.
Lastly, J stands for judges.
They tend to be organized and prepared, like to make and stick to plans, and are comfortable following most rules.
And P stands for perceivers.
They prefer to keep their options open, like to be able to act spontaneously, and like to be flexible with making plans.
Now you have 4 letters that represent your personality type. The result might not be 100% accurate as this was not the actual MBTI test, but this is good enough for you to be able to engage in this presentation. Now let's take a look to find out what social media networking site you are based on your personality type. First, we look at Instagram. Based on my research, the diplomats are Instagram type of people, which includes INFJ, INFP, ENFJ, ENFP. To describe the diplomats in one word, it would be idealistic. For that reason, Instagram is the perfect social media platform for diplomats to express their artistic self and creative vision. Take myself for example. I'm an INFP and I use Instagram a lot. I tend to be sentimental and artistic, so for creative content assignment number 2, with the subject of seasons and colors, what I did was being sad about the subject season and post a bunch of black and white artsy photos on Instagram. Unlike my art classmate Juliana being an artisan and making happy mug cakes. Just to clarify, I'm not like Joe stalking people around on social media. It's just for getting an A for this presentation. Next, we move on to Twitter and Tumblr. Based on my research, the analysts are Twitter and Tumblr type of people, which include INTJ, INTP, ENTJ, ENTP. For analysts, they're best known for their logical problem-solving skills. They seek knowledge and are eager for achievements. They can come off as cold and sarcastic, but that's just because they are honest and care about the truth. They are Twitter and Tumblr type of people, as these 2 platforms are often branded as places for hip people that are full of sarcasm and memes. These are the perfect places for analysts to exploit their unique sense of humor. Albert Einstein is one of the most famous people who belongs to this group. And according to the study from Myers-Briggs Type and Social Media Report, this group of people are more active on Twitter and LinkedIn than other personality types. Next, we move on to Pinterest, the explorer, or I prefer to call them artisans, as they usually have very strong hands-on ability. This group includes ISTP, ISFP, ESTP, ESFP, and they are Pinterest type of people. They love going on an adventure to find pleasure. Also, they live for aesthetic. Because of this reason, Pinterest is their go-to social media as the platform prides itself for being unconventional and creative, which help them turn their thoughts into reality. I think Juliana belongs to this group because of her mug cake making skill. Last but not least, Facebook. The Sentinels are Facebook type of people, which include ISTJ, ISFJ, ESTJ, ESFJ. For Sentinels, they are often described as loyal and reliable. They are concrete in communication and cooperative in pursuing their goals. And Facebook is perfect for the loyal individuals as it's often branded as a site for connecting friends and families. Sentinels can also be critical and judgmental at times, and Facebook rants its their from time to time activity. Nowadays, as we see all social media platforms trying to emerge into a more friendly user space for all customers. These social media platforms should not only do that, but also diversify brands' voices as an innovation to create a more inclusive environment for users with different backgrounds and different personalities as to what content a user desires to be involved in. I personally had to use LinkedIn, YouTube, and Wixiblog for my creative content assignment. However, these brands don't fit my personal interest. For LinkedIn, it doesn't give enough access for the industries that I'm interested in. For YouTube, it lacks diversified content form. For Wixiblog, it's doing its own task and doesn't directly connect people. It's very clear that people use different social media platforms for personal interests and content that is attracted to the person, which correlates how one's personality is intertwined with the user preference in choosing a certain media platform to use. There are stereotypes set up on different platforms as they open to general public. However, think of innovating the platform environment we share more towards a generalized brand voice that could target all audience instead of fitting a niche of a platform. In order for these major media outlets to innovate into a more personalized using space, platforms should increase exposure towards keyword search at a low level and categories that aren't promoted. By creating and using an algorithm that allows data to access the least verified category and promote them for the general public, as these new keywords are promoted and advertised on the platform, one should be allowed to brand themselves diversely, creating a wider access to content from different personality interests, and therefore creating a more inclusive environment.